Do you know that your sugar addiction is dangerous and is destroying your health? Allow me to explain. Hey Wellness Warrior, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and the fact is that sugar actually may be controlling you because it has the upper hand. Let me show you what's happening in your brain that's making you want to eat a bunch of sugar that you know is unhealthy for you. What happens with sugar is that it has a very strong addictive property. And the reason for that is because when you consume sugar, you release something called dopamine and serotonin. And when you release this in your brain, it makes you feel good. This is the reason that somebody who gets addicted to a drug wants more of it. This is why somebody who's eating sugar first starts off with a little bit and then wants more and more, and then it seems to never be enough. It's because it makes you feel good. And the fact is, the more you eat, all of a sudden the dose, in order to get that dopamine and serotonin hit in your brain to make you feel good, it keeps upping the level. So now sugar that may have just been a soda turns into 3 sodas and some dessert, right? In order to get that same high and that same feeling of pleasure. So then what's even more interesting is that one who suffers with anxiety or depression, that may be you, it may not be, but if you suffer with anxiety or depression, you're more likely to have a sugar addiction, and this is bad. If you have a sugar addiction that is kind of like most people today, because on average, everyone's consuming around 125 pounds of sugar per year, which is an insane amount of sugar. What happens is this leads to some serious problems in your body, like insulin resistance. It causes you to have poor energy levels. And the thing is about sugar, at first it gives you energy, but then it comes with a crash. And so anybody who's addicted to sugar is going to have a lot of highs and lows in their mood, in their energy and physical capabilities. And then it causes fatty liver, which is a fat accumulation in one of the most important organs in your body, causes weight gain, obesity. We see this obesity epidemic. Well, if you take sugar out of the equation, all of a sudden you wouldn't have one. And then we see gut health as a major issue if you're consuming too much sugar, because what happens is you feed a lot of the microbes and the yeast and the fungus and things in your body that you do not want to grow at high levels. And so therefore sugar is going to cause a disproportionate microbiome within your gastrointestinal system, leading to you have all kinds of nasty gut issues and symptoms. It's going to affect your brain health, and as a matter of fact, things like dementia is referred to as type 3 diabetes, because it's estimated that a lot of it's correlated with consuming way too much sugar over a period of time rots the brain out. Heart disease, which is quite obvious, and then even cancer, as that sugar continues to feed inflammation, which is inflammation feeds the risk of cancer. As we look at this sugar, anxiety and depression, if you have it, you're going to be more likely to suffer from that addiction in order to feel good. But here's what you can do instead. This is very important. There's some options here in order to help get you off sugar. The first is just go on a sugar-free diet. And then when you go on a sugar-free diet, obviously if you crave sugar, you're going to want some, but there's some alternatives you can use. You can do things like sweeten your beverage or your dessert with things like monk fruit and stevia, or even allulose. You can use something like erythritol. These are all good natural sweeteners. If you're somebody who enjoys candy, you can find candy sweetened with those alternative sweeteners. If you're someone who enjoys soda or any type of dessert, there's always a lateral shift you can make. The idea here is that when you get off sugar, it's not about just going cold turkey and getting off sugar. Sure, that's great. However, I know that's unreasonable considering most people are consuming 125 pounds a year and have an addiction problem to sugar that's causing all of these diseases right here. Finding that lateral alternative to help you improve your health and break that sugar addiction, now we're going to be able to improve all these different aspects of your health. This is what we can do. Now, the next thing is make sure you're reading labels. It's very common for many products in the store, especially a lot of these prepackaged foods, to sneak sugar in there. And when you get sugar in your food and you don't know it, all of a sudden your addiction starts to flare up its ugly head, and it's going to want to start causing these problems. Make sure that you're making these changes in your life so that you cannot be controlled by something that is there to destroy your health. It's so important today to make sure that we're doing everything we can in order to fix the health and lifestyle problems that we're aware of. And kicking sugar out of your diet is one of the first things you can do. And if you're somebody who's suffering from insulin resistance and obesity and many of these metabolic issues, one of the best things you can do is use something like a natural nutrient found in nature in order to reduce your blood sugar, such as berberine. I'll put a link in the description below so that you have access to this, okay? This is something that's very, very good at solving blood sugar problems. In fact, it even can help kick your addiction as it starts to lower your insulin levels and lower your blood glucose levels. So make sure that you're doing the right things so that you don't suffer like so many people are today. I'm Dr. Nick Zyrowski. Be sure to subscribe and share this video with somebody who needs it. Most people don't even know they have a sugar addiction. Give it a thumbs up and watch this video next.